Hello everyone, I'm Paul and this is problem 1391. Check if there is a valid path in a grid. This is a medium problem and here I will show you my thought process and efficient solution. We are given a grid where each cell represents a street. So let's say that we're given this input. The number of this cell is 2. And here we have a visual representation of every street. Street number 2 connects the upper cell and the lower cell. Okay? And we see the same for every street. For example, here we have number 4. Street number 4 connects the right cell with the lower cell. We start from the upper left cell and we are trying to reach the bottom right cell. If we can do this following the streets, we return true, otherwise we return false. For this example, we can start here and follow this path to reach the bottom right cell, so the result is true. If we are given something like this, we start here and there's no way to reach the bottom right cell, so the result is false. My first intuition was the following. We have to start from the coordinates 0, 0. There's no choice here. So let's say that we don't know what's next. We only know that we have this street and we can go either up or down. Of course that we can't go up because here we are out of bounds. So our only choice here is to go down. Next we are here and let's say once again that we don't know what's next. We have two choices. We can go either up or right. Of course that we can't go up because this is the previous cell. So our only choice is to go right. Next we are here and we can follow the same process. So this means that we can use the DFS using the coordinates 0, 0 as the source. And if we can reach the bottom right cell, that's it, we return true. Now, if at some point we can't move further, we return false. For example, if we have this, we start here and we don't know what's next. We can only move down, so next we are checking if here we have the right input, meaning if the output of the previous cell is equal to the input of this cell, and there's no match, so at this point we return false. I think that the hardest part about this problem is coding, and this was my first solution. It has about 60 lines, so let's see a brief overview. First we have the DFS function and our base case. If we are standing at the bottom right cell, we return true. Else we iterate neighbors. Here I go in all 4 directions, so this is already inefficient because every street has 2 directions. And here we check if we are out of bounds or we have already seen the coordinates of the neighbor, we continue. Maybe you are wondering why do we do this? Well, if we have already seen the coordinates, this means that we have a cycle and we want to avoid this, so we continue. If we are here, we are checking if the current value is 1 and the neighbor is to the right of the current cell and the value is either 3, 5 or 1, or the neighbor is to the left of the current cell and the value is either 4, 6, 1, we can add the coordinates to our set and we check if the FS with the new coordinates is true, we return true. So while I'm coding this up, I'm looking at the drawing with streets, so I can do the same with value equals 2, value equals 3, 4, 5, 6, and if at any point we can move, we return false. Now, down here we can build our set, we include the source, a tuple with 0, 0, and finally return a call to the FS starting from the source. And here is how we can reduce this to roughly 30 lines. We can have a map for directions, and here we use streets as keys. For street number 1, we can go either left or right. So let's say that we want to go right. We need to add 0 to I and 1 to j. And let's say that we want to go left. We add 0 to I and minus 1 to j. Now we can do exactly the same for every other street while we look at the drawing. And now we can build another map to store opposite directions. You will see why in a few seconds. For example, if we look at the direction 1, 0, the opposite is -1, 0. if we look at -1, 0, the opposite is 1, 0. If we look at 0, 1, the opposite is 0, -1. And if we look at 0, -1, the opposite is 0, 1. Now we can build our DFS. This takes some coordinates, and for the base case we can check if I is equal to n-1 and j is equal to n-1. This means that we are standing at the bottom right cell, which is the destination, so we can return true right away. If we are here, we can iterate neighbors, so for direction I, direction j, in directions at the current value, here we take read ij, we can say that new I, new j are equal to I plus direction I and j plus dj. Now, we can check if we are out of bounds, meaning if new I is smaller than 0, or new I is equal to n, or new j is more than 0, or new j is equal to m, or we have already seen the new coordinates, meaning we have a tuple with new I, new j in scene. In any of these cases, we want to continue with the next neighbor. And if we are still here, we can check if we have the opposite directions to the current ones in the neighbor. Let's see what this means. We have a map opposite. So we can say if opposite, and here we can take a tuple with di, dj. So if we have the opposite directions in the directions of the neighbor, so here the value is with new I, new j. Well, this means that we can continue with our DFS. So scene.add a tuple with new I, new j, and this should be a tuple. And now we can say if DFS with new I, new j is true, we return true. And if we reach the end of this loop and never return true, we can return false. So now we have our DFS. We can say that n is the length of grid, m is the length of grid 0. We have a set scene, and this is the right way to build a set with a tuple. Here we take the source 0, 0, and finally we can return DFS from the coordinates 0, 0. So this is the entire code. Now let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here time complexity is big of the amount of rows times the amount of columns, because we can iterate every cell at most once because of this set, and space complexity is the same because of the size of the set. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.